from Calcutta, a stick and a bag on his shoulder, Ito banana capra. So I am part seed of India. India, the Indian can ship on this slavery, bind together two races in unity. There was no more mother Africa, no more mother India, just mother Trinidad. My Bahuta planted sugar cane down in the Caroni plain. Ram Logan Bastel percussion eye. Jahaji Pai, brotherhood of the boat. Jahaji Pai, brotherhood of the boat. Jahaji such unique heritage, 50% Africa, 50% India. India, I have done duty to holiday, emancipation and arrival day. Since Patel Rosak made that journey, 150 years gone already. Whether you're Hindu, Muslim or Christian, let's walk this land hand in hand. We could only prosper if we try. Jahaji Pai, brotherhood of the boat. Jahaji Pai, brotherhood of the boat. Jahaji Pai, Kumayo, Zindawayo, Kumayo, Zindawayo, Kumayo, Zindawayo, Kumayo, Zindawayo. For those who play in ignorance, talking about true African descendant, if you want to know the truth, take a trip back to your root. And somewhere on that journey, you go see a man in a dhoti, saying he prayers in front of a chandi. Chandi. Then and only then you'll understand what is a cosmopolitan nation. There's no room for prejudice at all. United we stand, divided we fall. So to all races here in Trinidad, Akokaliano Danyaho, let us live as one under the sky. Jahaji Pai, brotherhood of the boat. Jahaji Pai, brotherhood of the boat. Jahaji Pai, Kumayo, Zindawayo, Kumayo, Zindawayo, Kumayo, Zindawayo, Kumayo, Zindawayo, Kumayo, Zindawayo.
सुहानी रात ढल चुकी, ना जाने तुम कब आओगे। सुहानी रात ढल चुकी, ना जाने तुम कब आओगे। जहाँ की रुत बदल चुकी, ना जाने तुम कब आओगे। नजारे अपनी मस्तियाँ दिखा दिखा के सो गए, सितारे अपनी रोशनी लुटा लुटा के सो गए। हर एक शम्मा जल चुकी, ना जाने तुम कब आओगे। सुहानी रात ढल चुकी, ना जाने तुम कब आओगे। तड़प रहे हैं हम यहाँ, तड़प रहे हैं हम यहाँ तुम्हारे इंतजार में, तुम्हारे इंतजार में। खिज़ा का रंग आ चला है मौसम बहार में, खिज़ा का रंग आ चला है मौसम बहार में, मौसम बहार में। हवा भी रुख बदल चुकी, ना जाने तुम कब आओगे। सुहानी रात ढल चुकी, ना जाने तुम कब आओगे।
Please remain standing while we now have the Indian National Anthem performed by Shiromani Maharaj, teacher from Macaulay Government Primary School.
जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्रविड़ उत्कल बंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा, उच्चल जलरी तरंगा। तब शुभ नामे जागे, तब शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहि तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
We shall now have an invocation prayer by the Pandit of the Lakshmi Saraswati Mandir, Pandit Surendra Maharaj.
Namaskar. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening to each and every one. Today we bow our heads in reverence. O Lord, as you have blessed us as individuals in this land of Trinidad and Tobago, to be brought into a culture that was passed on to us by our foreparents. Today, O Lord, we pray that whatever religious persuasion we may follow, whatever language we may communicate with that Lord, we may call that Supreme Being Jehovah. We may worship that Lord through that Son, Jesus Christ. We may refer to that Supreme Lord as Allah, and we may follow the tenets of Prophet Muhammad. O Lord, we may call upon you in the name of Krishna, and we may worship you in that form, through the teachings and through the guiding principles of the Holy Bhagavad Gita. Whatever name, whatever form, whatever language we may use, O Lord, we know that you are that one Creator. And today we offer thanks for these 170 years that our foreparents would have lived on these shores, to be able to plow the soil, to be able to sow the seeds, to plant the crops, and to allow the fruits to be passed on to us. Today we bow our heads in reverence as we offer thanks. Let us all join in this very simple, universal prayer. And we ask the Lord, O Bhagwan, in that form that we hold most near and dear in our heart, allow your presence to be with us. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Let's say a loud Jaikar to our land. Trinidad and Tobago Desh ki Trinidad and Tobago Desh ki Trinidad and Tobago Desh ki Jai. Victory to this land of Trinidad and to the land of our foreparents. Thank you all very much. Do have your seats.
To welcome you all to tonight's proceedings, the third Indian Arrival Day program put on by the Lakshmi Saraswati Mandir of Corinth. This is my third year emceeing. Tonight I'm alone, unfortunately. The last 2 years, last year we had Sharda Maharaj, and the year before that we had Dr. Kavita Devanarayan. But before we get started, to welcome you officially, I'm now going to invite to the podium the President of the Lakshmi Saraswati Mandir, Mr. Chimandat Maharaj.
Spiritual head of the Lakshmi Saraswati Mandir, Pandit Surendra Maharaj, ladies and gentlemen, bhaiyo aur behno, children, on behalf of the Lakshmi Saraswati Mandir, I extend a very cordial welcome to each and every one of you to this, our third Indian Arrival Day program in this format. And I say in this format because we would have had celebrations previously. But over the years, we realized that celebrating Indian Arrival Day should be more than just pulling a ship on the street, pulling a boat on the street with a music truck, playing alien music, alien to our culture, that is. We thought that when Indian Arrival Day comes, we must reflect not only on the struggles that our forefathers, our ancestors went through, but we must also reflect and learn from the virtues that they showed us, the virtues that they propagated and lived by. So this format of celebrating Indian Arrival Day by the Lakshmi Saraswati Mandir is where we launch Heritage Month on the 1st of May, and prior to that, we launch a literary and art competition among the schools, mandirs, and it's open to individuals also. And we have a theme each year. This year, however, our literary and art competition was restricted to persons 35 years and younger because we thought that we would dedicate this year's celebration to the youth. So the theme of this year's celebration is Naujawan Ki Sanskriti, or the noble traditions as followed by our youth. And we believe by having this literary and art competition among our youth, what we will be doing is teaching or trying to inspire everyone to reflect on the history of our East Indian ancestry, to reflect on the heritage, to reflect on all the positives that we should learn from. And as I say, not just merely seeing a replica of a boat. Because our ancestry, our heritage, our culture is so rich, we need to exploit. We need to learn from it. And it's only when we look back at where we have come from, only when we look back at what it took for our forefathers, our ancestors, to be so successful, would we be able to see how we can move forward. Only so we will be able to chart our course forward. Because we find sometimes when we look at ourselves, we wonder whether we know where we are going at all. And probably we do not know where we are going because we don't know where we have come from. And we don't know where we are. Sometimes we might be heading backward. So it's good for us to know where we have come from, learn of our history, learn of our heritage, and we can chart our way forward. With these few words, I wish to extend once again a very cordial welcome to each and every one of you. I mentioned the competition though, but you will not see much of it. You may see one or two items from our literary and art competition. But in today's program, we will be announcing the winners. However, I am sure you will really enjoy the treat, the musical entertainment we have for you by the Trishul Orchestra and other special guest artists. So please enjoy this evening's program. Sitaram.
So tonight, we are being blessed by having the Trishul Orchestra, who's been around for over 20 years. Since 1993, they've toured extensively with Kumar Sanu. In fact, they just returned from a tour, and they're actually heading out very soon to Houston and New York. Vocals, Indar Kanhai, Nandini Kanhai, and Nalisha Mohammed. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Trishul Orchestra.
ईश्वर सत्य है, सत्य ही शिव है, शिव ही सुंदर है, जागो तर देखो, जीवन जात जागरे, सत्यं शिवं सुन्दरम्, सत्यं शिवं सुन्दरम्, सत्यं शिवं सुन्दरम्, सुन्दरम्, सत्यं शिवं सत्यं शिवं सुन्दरं, सुन्दरं
On behalf of the band on stage, Trishul, let me congratulate the Lakshmi Saraswati Mandir on this very wonderful showing here this evening in celebration of Indian Arrival Day. Of course, the band is led by Indar Kanhai and features Naresh Munyan on the drums, Suraj on the keys, Yoshuli Ashmead on the guitar, and Sunil on the bass. As we feature now a very charming lady, she's known as the Nightingale of the Caribbean, to sing for you. Sister of Indar, ladies and gentlemen, would you put your hands together, bring on stage Nandini Kanhai.
I know you're enjoying the band. What about giving a big, big round of applause for all our hard-working musicians? Come on, everybody. Yes. You can sing along with me. It's a lovely love song.
first song, and probably giving away a little bit of my age here, and I remember that song, Satyam Shivam Sundaram, from the movie with Zinat Aman. That was such a groundbreaking movie and very controversial as well. Just reminiscing, because I think that's what today is about, to remember where we came from and where we're going to. 170 years ago, when the Indian immigrants came to this land, they came and they brought with them a religion, and when they came here, a new religion was presented to them. Today, our next speaker is a representative from the Presbyterian Church, and when the immigrants came to Trinidad and Tobago, the Presbyterians presented them the different forms, education. I myself went to Grant Memorial Presbyterian School, which was built by the Presbyterians. My sisters went to Naparima Girls High School, again Presbyterian, and my nephews go to Naparima College. I won't say too much about that because I'm a Pres man myself. So here to bring greetings, the advancement of East Indians in TNT, is Reverend Annabelle Ramkilawan, the moderator of the Presbyterian Church of Trinidad and Tobago. She shall be making her way down shortly to the podium to make this contribution. And let us not forget that it was not just Hindus that came on this trip. There were a myriad of other religions that came, Muslims, Christians, as well as the Hindus. So ladies and gentlemen, let us give it up for Reverend Annabelle Ramkilawan.
Pleasant good evening to all who have made the time to come and join in this evening's celebration of the observance of Indian arrival to the shores of this country of ours. Master of ceremony, special invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to share with you a little history of the Presbyterian Church and some of the achievements we have had in the society in which we live. The Reverend John Morton of Bridgewater, Nova Scotia, in Canada, was the pioneer missionary to the Presbyterian Church in Trinidad and Tobago. He arrived with his family on the 6th of January, 1868. His primary concern, the evangelization of the East Indian indentured laborers and their offsprings, who lived under what he termed in his memoirs deplorable conditions. The East Indian indentured laborers were the workforce that replaced the African slaves on the sugarcane estates after emancipation. The day after Reverend Morton arrived in Trinidad, he made his way to Irie Village, to the eastern part of the island, with a carpenter and $600 to repair an existing building which previously belonged to the American Presbyterian Church. There at Irie Village, the roots of Presbyterianism in Trinidad was planted. Within a few months, Reverend Morton began worship service among the East Indians and established on the doorstep of his manse a school. In spite of the many obstacles which confronted him, his work among the East Indians progressed rapidly. Ill health of Mrs. Morton forced the family to move to San Fernando, which became the center of the Canadian mission in Trinidad. A firm root of the Canadian mission among the East Indian was planted in Irie Village. A strong and a firm trunk developed in San Fernando, and like a tree with many branches, the work moved in all directions. By the end of the 19th century, Reverend Morton was joined by other missionaries, Reverend Grant, Reverend Scrimger, Reverend Coffey, and indentured workers. The first local East Indian to be ordained as a minister, a gentleman called Babulal Bihari. Many women joined what was called the Bible women and men, the group of what we referred to as catechists. Though evangelism was the primary move of Reverend Morton's, the pioneers found it necessary to launch out into education, a field to which we have contributed to our society in a great extent. I just want to share with you some data so you will know Presbyterian contribution to our society in Trinidad, particularly to the East Indian community. Reverend John Morton arrived in 1868. The mission in Irie Village in 1868. The first school was built in 1868. The first Presbyterian building was put up in 1871. In 1872, the first Presbyterian church was opened. The first minister, Reverend Babulal Bihari, was ordained in 1882. The Naparima Teachers College was established in 1894. The college in 1975 was closed because of the government's policy of centralization. In 1990, Naparima Boys College was established. 1905, the Irie Home for Girls. 1912, Naparima Girls High School. 1931, Archibald Institute. St. Augustine Girls High School in 1950. Irie High School, the first co-educational school in this country of ours, in 1955. We celebrated our centenary year in 1968. The missionary era ended for us in 1975. Today, as a church, we are proud of our heritage, and we are proud to say that we are an indigenous church. All our clergy, men and women, are indigenous people. I do not want to keep you much longer, but I want to share with you the fact that in the field of education, the Presbyterian Church has excelled. Our 72 primary schools, in the last report of the Ministry of Education, were commended for their high performance. Our 5 secondary schools have received high awards for performance, and many, and I should say, the majority of national scholarships that are awarded. We are proud to boast that the present Prime Minister is a benefactor of education in the Presbyterian sector. I happen to share her elementary school. We both went to the Superior Union Presbyterian School. She's a graduate of the Irie High School, the first co-educational school in this country of ours. Presbyterianism was a forerunner in education for women. Many people have asked, how do you feel being a woman and being the head of your organization? And I'm replacing a woman. How do you feel? It is because the Presbyterian Church launched out a demand for women to be educated. We had the Irie Home, where girls were educated. Archibald Institutes, where our girls were trained in economy and academic subjects. Many of them have served in our school system as home economic teachers. Those of you who know Naparima girls, you know the number of girls who were educated there. St. Augustine Girls High School were built in the north when the seams of Naparima girls were bursting, and there was a demand for education for women, particularly East Indian women. Many of the graduates from our institutions, particularly women I focus on this evening, have gone on locally and internationally to hold high office. Today is a day of thanksgiving. A thanksgiving for our ancestors who took a bold and brave step, leaving their home behind, journeying to an unknown land only on a promise. They faced many hardships, but they achieved. They have left us a legacy that we are proud of today. I myself am extremely proud, and I celebrate my ancestors, particularly my foremothers, who came with their husbands to this land. They opened for me an opportunity which may never have been given to me in the homeland that they left. I'm proud to be an East Indian woman today. I'm proud to be a Presbyterian woman today. I'm proud to stand tall and give leadership to an organization that offered our foreparents many opportunities. I want us to think today, what is the legacy we are leaving for our children? Our ancestors have a great legacy. What are we leaving for the generations to come? What are we leaving for them to be proud of? That when a day like today comes, they can say, I'm proud to be Indo-Trinidadian. I'm proud of my ancestors and what they have done for me. I pray that God will bless all of us today, and that in heaven, the saints who have gone before us are celebrating that today we remember them and what they have done for us and left for us. Thank you for lending me your ear and giving me this opportunity. God bless you all.
I shall now invite on stage Pandit Surendra Maharaj, who's going to be presenting some prizes from the Under 12 Art, Poetry, and Short Story and Song competition put on by the Lakshmi Saraswati Mandir. While I wait for him, I will just share a little something that I heard on YouTube. Not everything's bad on YouTube. And Russell Peters was saying that the West Indian, East Indians that came, it's because our forefathers were a bit too fast. In that here was the mighty British coming with their ships. And while all the other East Indians were running away, our forefathers said, hey, a ship, let's go on. Hey, it's moving, where are we going? Bam, they are up here in Trinidad and Tobago. So maybe that is why many of us Trinidadians are a bit fast, to say it nicely. Thank you for saving me. Okay, can we just get the house lights on? We'd like to welcome the Indian High Commissioner, Mr. Gauri Shankar Gupta, and the Honorable Ms. Stacey Rupnarayan, MP for Urupuch West, who's gracing us with their presence. Oh, I hear that we're getting some TASA organized for them, so as soon as we get the TASA. But we could greet these people anyway. Specially invited guests. Welcome. And so now James is going to come and tell us a joke. Come, James. Don't leave me here by myself.
Oh, so did you give them a joke?
It was kind of a joke. It kind of like...
Did they take the joke?
No.
Or they throw it back on you and you end up being the joke? Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gauri Shankar Gupta and Mrs. Gupta, and the MP for Urupuch West, Ms. Stacey Rupnarayan. Bernard G., I'm waiting here for you too. Are those for me?
A very special sit around once more. Well, thank you very much for your patience. Let's give the children a round of applause, please. Once more, as we had a pause to welcome the High Commissioner of India for Trinidad and Tobago, and also the MP for Arapuch West. Special welcome to both dignitaries this evening to bless us with their presence and to also allow the celebration of the 170th anniversary of our first arrival of East Indians to these shores to be celebrated. This year, as you're all aware, we had 1 month of competition within the schools of our land, the primary schools and the secondary schools. These students would have submitted entries in poetry, song, short story, drama, and art. In these 5 categories, they would have entered, and this evening, to perform one of the pieces that was submitted in the song category, in the age group under 12, we have a first place winner, and her name is Winsty Buchun. Let's give her a round of applause, please. And she is going to perform for us her submission from the Rio Claro SDMS Hindu School. Let's now put our hands together for Winsty Buchun.
Tell me, Lord, what you see, what the future holds for me. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, मेरी यात्रा पर मुझे पालन करे. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, follow me on my journey. As I go to Charjini, 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 as I go to Charjini, Jai. Patna, Gaya, Chota we go, Calcutta, then Trimbago, Calcutta to Trimbago, dark starry night and moonlight, we journey through rain and storm till labor dusk to dawn. Patna, Gaya, Chota we go, Calcutta, then Trimbago, Calcutta to Trimbago, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, मेरी यात्रा पर मुझे पालन करे. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, follow me on my journey. As I go to Charjini, 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 as I go to Charjini, Jai. Enticing stories to get to these lands, tears in our eyes, sores on our hands. We toil on Trini soil with hopes and dreams, from India to one day prosper. Bharat se ek din samaj ke liye, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, follow me on my journey. As I go to Charjini, 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 as I go to Charjini, Jai. Promises for ourselves we got none, but hopes for the future a brighter sun. The journey began in 19th century. This year marks 170 years of noble ancestry. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, मेरी यात्रा पर मुझे पालन करे. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, follow me on my journey. Follow me on my journey. Jai!
A little bit better than that for Winsty Buchun of the Rio Claro SDMS Primary School. Now that we know who was first place in the song category, we'll move back to the art category. Thank you very much, Winsty, and to her family who is here with her. We are now going to announce, could we have a little bit of the house lights, please, for the students who will be coming from the house. We are now going to announce the art 12 years and under. Once you hear your name, please make your way to the stage via the stairs. I'm going to call all four names, and you will make your way to the stage. We're going to start with Adrian Mohan of the Clark Rochard Government Primary School. Danny Nanku, as long as you hear your name, please make your way to the stage. Danny Nanku of the Tortuga Government Primary School. Emmanuel Lewis of the Elswick Presbyterian Primary School. If these individuals are here, could you make your way on stage, please? I think we have only one of them here. Come see that. So let's give Adrian Mohan of the Clark Rochard Government Primary School, 12 years and under category in the art, 3rd place. Let's give her a round of applause, please. Come to the middle of the stage. To present, we have Ms. Sintra Vijnath Singh, who is presenting the trophy. And this year, if you notice, the trophy is one of a difference. We are using the Fatal Razak replicas as the trophies to remind you of the journey of our foreparents. Let's give Adrian Mohan a round of applause. Thank you very much, sweetheart. You may. So our parents who are here as well, a father and a mother, they are both educators, and we thank them for allowing their children to take part in this competition. As we mentioned the other names, Danny Nanku of the Tortuga Government Primary School was 2nd place, and Emmanuel Lewis of the Elswick Presbyterian Primary School, 1st place. We give them a round of applause. Poem category, Sanjaya Anjani Devananan, Winsti Buchun, and Vivek Ramdan. Could these 3 individuals, if you are here, or representatives, please come on stage? Sanjaya Anjani Devananan of the Palmyra, come this way, of the Palmyra SDMS Hindu School. Also, a very active devotee at the Lakshmi Saraswati Mandir, always engaging in all the activities of the Mandir. Let's give a round of applause. 3rd place winner in the poetry category. So come to the center of the stage. Sanjaya Anjani Devananan, 3rd place in the poetry category. And now we are moving to the 2nd place, which we have on stage as well. Winsti Buchun. We heard of her just now in the song category, and she, as we said, from the Rio Claro SDMS Primary School. Second place winner. Let's give them a round of applause. So they both received their prize, money, and trophies of the replicas of Fatal Razak. Thank you very much to Sanjaya and Winsti. Could you return to your seats, please? Let's escort them off with a round of applause. Vivek Ramdan, Gaza is not here at this point in time, of the Brothers Road Presbyterian Primary School. We would like to congratulate him with a round of applause for as the 1st place winner. So we see the Presbyterian schools excelling. Moderator, we had 2 first place, Elswick Presbyterian and the Brothers Presbyterian in the both categories. And we thank them very much for taking part in this competition. We now move on to the short story, 12 years and under. And we have somebody's name coming up over and over. Maybe she should get a special prize. Winsti Buchun of the Rio Claro SDMS Hindu School. Could you please come on stage? The 1st place winner in the short story category. 2nd place, Anushka Ramlogan. Anushka Ramlogan. Is she here? Yes, she is. Together with her parents. of the Asha Primary School in San Fernando, second place winner in the short story category. Let's give them a round of applause, please. I think Wincy probably should stay on stage one time. You think so? I think she should stay on stage. Come here, Wincy, come. You can stand right here. Because I think we call you back again just now. Thank you very much to Anushka Ramlogan and the parents for ensuring. Thank you very much, sweetheart. Thank you very much for taking part in the Indian Arrival Day competition. We now move to the song category, 12 years and under. If you hear your name, please make your way to the stage. Alia Webb, San Fernando Girls Government Primary School. Kyle Ali, San Fernando Central Secondary School. And Winsty Butchon, Rio Claro STMS Hindu School. Good thing you stayed on stage. Can you come to the middle of the stage? And you would have noticed that Winsty would have taken part in most of the categories. And I commend the parents for ensuring that she is well-rounded in her education. Third place, Alia Webb is not here. We congratulate her, San Fernando Girls. Second place, Kyle Ali. I think we've seen a few hands here. And second place, Kyle Ali. And first place, Winsty Butcher. Let's give them a round of applause. Because of the number of entries in the art category and the poem category, we had two special prizes. And these prizes will be awarded, one, to a very young participant in the art category who did an excellent job. By the way, the marking of these pieces were done, and we'd like to thank very much the staff of the Ashta Girls College in San Fernando, the art department, also led by the acting vice principal, Ms. Gail Cardenas. They would have marked all the art pieces and provided us with the results. We'd like to thank the staff of the Pleasantville Senior Secondary School and their language department for marking all the language pieces, all the literacy pieces, the poetry, the song, the short story, and drama. So we'd like to thank them sincerely. The special prizes, Jordan Hill Presbyterian Primary School, Shailesh Ramjatan with a special prize in the art category. Is that student here right now? Shailesh Ramjatan? Okay, he's not here. So he would have received a special prize in that category. And in the poem category, Clark Rochard Government Primary School, Adrian Mohan for a special prize. Could we have Adrian Mohan come forward to the stage? Adrian Mohan of the Clark Rochard Government Primary School. Thank you very much, Adrian, and to all the participants in the under 12 category. Let's give them once more a round of applause. As we will now turn our attention once more to the MC for this evening's proceedings. Thank you very much.
Well, Naprima College now takes the spotlight. I now present to you, accompanied by Akal and Amar Sukhdeo and Prasann Maharaj, the first place winner of Mastana Bahar 2015, Mr. Craig Sibu, followed by the Rakesh Yankaran, Nanda Baba, and another song being presented, which is a Presbyterian bhajan, Jivan Kiroti. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Craig Sibu.
I would like to wish everyone a happy Indian Arrival Day. And this song was chosen, Nanda Baba was chosen, because it's more local and more classical and what more our forefathers would more sing. नंद बाबा जी को चैया ओ वाको नाम है कन्हैया नंद बाबा जी को जया वाको नाम है कन्हैया 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 रे बारो गेंद को खिले आयो आयो रे कन्हैया 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 रे ओ नंद बाबा जी को जया बाको नाम है कन्हैया 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 रे बारो गेंद को खिले आयो आयो रे कन्हैया 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 रे काहे के गेंद है काहे का बल्ला गेंद में काहे का लागे है चलना लागे है चलना लागे है चलना काहे के गेंद है ओ काना रे काहे के गेंद है काहे का बल्ला गेंद में काहे का लागे है चलना कौन ग्वाल सब खेलन आए कौन ग्वाल सब खेलन आए खेलन का दादा थया ओ भैया ओ गोरा कन्हैया कन्हैया रे नंद बाबा जी को जया बापू नाम है कन्हैया 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 रे ओ कन्हैया कन्हैया रे सोने के गेंद है सोने का बल्ला दिन में सोने को लागे ही चलना लागे ही चलना लागे ही चलना सोने के गेंद है ओ काना रे सोने के गेंद है सोने का बल्ला गेंद में सोने को लागे ही चलना लागे ही चलना कौन ग्वाल सब खेलन आए कौन ग्वाल सब खेलन आए खेलन का दादा दया ओ भैया ओ गोरा कन्हैया कन्हैया रे नंद बाबा जी को जया बापू नाम है कन्हैया 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 रे ओ कन्हैया कन्हैया रे नीली जमुना नीला कदम है नीला कदम है नीली कन्हैया नीला कदम है नीला कदम है नीली जमुना ओ जमुना 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 सखी बाल बाज में चली सखी बाल बाज में चली जान नन 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 जान नन 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 बाजे बाज में चली नीले जमुना नीला कदम है नीला कदम है सखी बाल बाज में चली सखी बाल बाज में चली जान नन 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 जान नन 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 आगे बाज में चली नीली जमुना नीला कदम है नीला कदम है नीली कन्हैया नीला कदम है नीला कदम है सुखद शाम ये नीलन आए सुख शाम ये नीलन आए खेलन का दादा भैया ओ गोरा कन्हैया 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 रे नंद बाबा जी को जया बापू नाम है कन्हैया 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 रे ओ कन्हैया कन्हैया रे second selection I have chosen is a Presbyterian bhajan. As we all know, said by the moderator, she reminded us of the Canadian missionaries and how they came to our forefathers. So this is one of the bhajans that they would have sung as they did not know English, so they sang Hindi. And this bhajan translates to, Jesus is the bread of life.
इसने कहा जीवन की रोटी जीवन की रोटी मैंने हूँ इसने कहा जीवन की रोटी मैंने हूँ जीवन की रोटी मैंने हूँ जीवन की रोटी मैंने हूँ इसने कहा जीवन की रोटी मैंने हूँ इसने कहा सच्चा गररिया मैंने हूँ सच्चा गररिया मैंने हूँ सच्चा गररिया मैंने हूँ इसने कहा सच्चा गररिया मैंने हूँ इसने कहा मौत से जिलावा मैंने हूँ मौत से जिलावा मैंने हूँ मौत से जिलावा मैंने हूँ इसने कहा मौत से जिलावा मैंने हूँ इसने कहा मर गौर पादुक मैंने हूँ मर गौर पादुक मैंने हूँ मर गौर पादुक मैंने हूँ जिसने कहा जीवन की रोटी मैंने हूँ इसने कहा जीवन की रोटी मैंने हूँ जीवन की रोटी मैंने हूँ जीवन की रोटी मैंने हूँ थैंक यू
I had flashbacks of Yusuf Khan, Rakesh Shankaran, and so on. Actually, last week, Sunday, I was here for the presentation of Sundar put on by the IRE Theatre right here in this auditorium. It was very well presented, and this is really what it is all about. Our next item is a dance by the B-Mobile Shiv Shakti Dance Group. Jadu Ki Jappi. I'm not too familiar with this song, so ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the B-Mobile Shiv Shakti Dance Group.
Y'all ready for this?
जब पी ले जा तू अभी
special. स्टाइल ये मेरा हमेरा है बड़ा स्पेशल. देख जो भी बेबी इसको दे दो अपना वो दिल.
स्टाइल जो मारेगा खुद से ही हारेगा लेके मेरी चप्पी में तो चले.
ना 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 गोरी स्टाइल मैंने जोड़ी चाहे जो ले ले पर बदले में दे दे तू. जादू की जब भी दे जा तू अभी मिलेंगे हम ना दोबारा.
जादू की झप्पी ले जा तू अभी मिलूंगी फिर ना दोबारा. होठों से पप्पी ले जा तू अभी मिलूंगी मैं ना दोबारा.
जादू की जब भी दे दे जादू की जब भी होठों से पप्पी दे दे होठों से पप्पी.
I just wanted to make note of the fact that we spoke a lot about the Presbyterian schools here and the people who have gone on to higher, greater things, and I noticed the Reverend mentioned Irie High School. Alumni of Irie High School is our own Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa. Here to represent her, yes, I'm hearing a woo outside there. Here to represent and bring greetings is the Honorable MP for Oropouche West, Ms. Stacey Roopnarayan. She's the Minister in Gender Affairs, and to greet her and welcome her on stage, I have the Naprima College TASA group, who shall now be coming out on stage. Gentlemen, don't be shy. Please welcome our Minister, our MP for Oropouche West.
Mr. Chairman, High Commissioner, His Excellency, and his beautiful wife, ladies and gentlemen, all members of this Mandir, boys and girls who are also here, recipients of all these awards. Pandits, Sitaram, good evening, and let me say that it is indeed a pleasure to be here, representing in my capacity as Member of Parliament for Oropouche West. And of course, this is my third event for the day. Indian Arrival Day, of course, you have a number of events to go to, but I could not tell Surendra no. And so I had to come here for at least a few minutes to share some of this very wonderful talent that we've seen here this evening, and of course to bring you Indian Arrival Day greetings. So I'm very happy to be here, and I think I have a few more events to go to, so you will forgive me for my very short stay here this evening, please. So we are celebrating Indian Arrival Day 170 years later. And I think that we indeed have very much to be proud of as members of the East Indian community. And as I sat here looking at the very talented young people that we have today, you know, I sat and I thought to myself that generations who have gone have indeed done a very good job. Very rich Indian tradition remains alive today. And so today we pay tribute to those who have contributed to the development of this very rich Indian culture in Trinidad and Tobago. So we say thank you, because that has contributed to this multicultural society that we are today. And one of the beauties of Trinidad and Tobago is certainly that we have so many different cultures, so many different religions, races existing together in one country. There's so many countries around the world where you have racial divide. You have wars started out of religion. Yet in Trinidad and Tobago, we can all celebrate Diwali as we celebrate Eid. and Christmas. And it really is an amazing thing. And I think sometimes we forget how blessed we are in this country. So on this occasion of Indian Arrival Day, I want to wish all of you happy Indian Arrival Day. And as we pay tribute to the East Indian ancestors, to those who would have made that very long, arduous journey and brought with them so many riches. And when I say riches, I don't mean silver and gold. I mean riches in terms of the holy texts that they've brought. Whether it was the Bhagavad Gita, the Holy Quran, those are really the riches that have taught us and generations that have gone before us so many wonderful values and principles in life. So I really want to commend all those parents who are here today, those of you who continue to encourage your children in this very rich tradition. Long ago we didn't have the opportunities that we have today in terms of extracurricular activities in the schooling system. But now, at schools, children can learn to play these instruments, they can learn different forms of dance and so on. And you really have to encourage your children to continue in this regard, because that is how you develop all-rounded men and women who will be the future leaders of tomorrow. So as we celebrate today and we pay tribute to our East Indian ancestors, I also want to pay tribute to the East Indian woman. And I don't say that because I am an East Indian woman. I say that because of the struggles that women have faced for decades and decades gone by. And I really want to pay tribute to the East Indian woman, because if you look at where the traditional East Indian woman has started to where she has come today, we see so many women in leadership positions, and we see so many women serving at various levels, whether it is in state boards, whether it is at local government representatives, whether it is in professions such as doctors and lawyers and engineers and so on. And in that regard, we have to pay tribute to the Honorable Kamala Prasad Bisesa, first East Indian woman Prime Minister, Trinidad and Tobago. And let us not forget that she was also the first East Indian woman to have been bestowed with the Bharatiya Pravas Award from India. And that by itself is a wonderful accomplishment. And we are very grateful, and we celebrate that in Trinidad and Tobago. So 170 years later, I say that we have much to be proud of as East Indians. I think this community has come a very long way. And, I recall even growing up from a traditional East Indian Hindu family. My grandmother would tell us stories of when she was younger and got married at the age of 14, 15, somewhere thereabout. And my grandfather, I think he worked for 25 cents a day. And so they had to raise a family of 10 children on 25 cents a day. And when we look back and reflect from where we have come, it really teaches you a sense of gratitude and a sense of humility, because it was through their struggles that we are where we are today. And it wasn't easy. My grandmother told me stories of having to cut grass to feed the cow in the morning, and then in the evening giving birth to my aunt. And this really shows the strength of an East Indian woman. And that is why today we pay tribute to the East Indian woman. We've certainly come a long way, and I think that we have an even longer way to go. Trinidad and Tobago has much to be proud of. So we pay tribute today. We recognize those who have contributed to where we are today as a society, a very modern society. And now you're seeing the very rich East Indian tradition being fused with some more modern art forms. And it really is a wonderful thing that we can merge the old and the new, but yet appreciate the culture that we have. So I know that you're probably looking forward to some of the entertainment. So let me just say happy Indian Arrival Day to each and every one of you. And may God continue to bless all of you, your families, and may you have a safe journey home. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister. Before you leave, we have Chanel is going to say a few words and present the Minister with a token of our appreciation.
Minister Rupnarayan, on behalf of the members of the Lakshmi Saraswati Mandir, we'd just like to present you with a small token of our appreciation. Thank you for being here. And it's not just a coincidence that these flowers are yellow.
I think we have to take note of the number of women in our cabinet, in representative in our parliament, Honorable Stacey Rupnarine, Ramona Ramdial, Carolyn C. Prasad Bechan, the Honorable Prime Minister, Kamala Prasad Bisesa. I went to a leadership lecture recently, and they said, if a community, if a nation does not utilize its women in leadership positions, they're actually cheating themselves of up to 50% of getting the right people in the right places. So it was a big thing. A lot of the women enjoy that, and I agree 100% with it. Here to serenade the women, and the men can listen too, we have Mr. Indar Kanhai and the Trishul Orchestra to put on 2 more representations. Ladies and gentlemen, the Trishul Orchestra.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum as well. Let me take the opportunity to wish everybody Happy Indian Arrival Day. I didn't think I hear everybody say that, so Happy Indian Arrival Day. Very nice. Hope you enjoy these songs. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. बिना भी क्या जीना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, ओ साथी रे तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना। फूलों में गलियों में सपनों की गलियों में, फूलों में गलियों में सपनों की गलियों में, तेरे बिना कुछ कहीं ना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, ओ साथी रे तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना। धड़कन में प्यास है तेरे, सांसों में तेरी खुशबू है, इस धरती से उस अंबर तक मेरी नजर में तू ही तू है। प्यार ये तू तेरा, प्यार ये तू तेरा, तू मुझसे रूठे ना, साथ ये छूटे कहीं ना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, ओ साथी रे तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना। तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, ओ तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना, तेरे बिना भी क्या जीना। नहीं साया देख के तुम जान जहाँ शर्मा गए, अभी तो ये पहली मंजिल है, तुमको अभी से घबरा गए। मेरा क्या होगा सोचो तो जरा, हाय ऐसे ना आहे भरा की ओ मेरे दिल के चैन आए, मेरे दिल को दुआ कीजिए। ओ मेरे दिल के चैन आए, मेरे दिल को दुआ कीजिए।
Thank you. This next song, ladies and gentlemen, it's one of the new ones by originally done by Atif Aslam. Hope you enjoy.
रखे है तूने कदम, तेरे नाम पे मेरी जिंदगी लिख दी मेरे हमदम। सीखा मैंने जीना जीना कैसे जीना, सीखा मैंने जीना तेरे हमदम। सीखा मैंने जीना जीना कैसे जीना, सीखा तेरे जैसे जीना हमदम। दहलीज पे मेरे दिल की जो रखे है तूने कदम, तेरे नाम ने मेरी जिंदगी लिख दी मेरे हमदम। सीखा मैंने जीना जीना कैसे जीना, सीखा मैंने जीना मेरे हमदम। ना सीखा कभी जीना जीना कैसे जीना ना सीखा जीना तेरे बिना हमदम सच्ची सी है ये तारीफें दिल से जो मैंने करी है सच्ची है ये तारीफें दिल से जो मैंने करी है जो तुम मेरा तो झजी है दुनिया मेरी हमदम ओ आसमां मिला ज़मी को मेरी आधे आधे पूरी है हम तेरे नाम पे मेरी जिंदगी लिख दी मेरे हमदम सीखा मैंने जीना जीना कैसे जीना सीखा मैंने तेरे बिना हमदम सीखा कभी जीना जीना कैसे जीना ना सीखा जीना तेरे बिना हमदम
want to know the truth, take a trip back to your root. And somewhere on that journey, you go see a man in a dhoti saying he prayers in front of a chandi. Chandi. Then and only then you'll understand what is a cosmopolitan nation. There's no room for prejudice at all. United we stand, divided we fall. So to all races here in Trinidad, Apokaliano Danyaho, let us live as one under the